And when the time comes to be responsible and accountable and broadcast who and what you are and what's gone on, you're gonna dummy up now because you're guilty and worried about how they're gonna use the system against you, right? We went from trust me and the science, it's gotta work, it can't fail, to we got nothing to say to you. Isn't that the relationship with a narcissistic, gaslighting, abusive husband? Ladies out there, let me know. Isn't it exactly the same dynamic? We went from trust me, baby, how could it go wrong? You know, I'm Big Daddy, to your legs are gone and you're in the hospital. And oh, by the way, I found a new mistress. I don't want to talk anymore. Isn't that how it goes? Of course it is, because that's exactly what it is. Another reptilian, predatory rapist of Lady Liberty, who's going to gaslight her and tell her now that she has no legs, she's not desirable anymore, even though you convinced her, helped convince her to cut them off. Now you're going to plead the fifth, right? Like they always do. The fact that you men and women can't look at these people and see them for the predatory, genocidal scum that they are is exactly why this world is run by child traffickers.
To refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
We will now begin a round of questioning. Dr. Fauci, your testimony today is compelled by a lawful subpoena. As you know, it's a crime under 18 USC section 1001 to knowingly make a material false statement to Congress with a penalty up to 5 years of imprisonment. Understanding that you are under oath, the American people would like to understand your reasoning, your rationale for why you chose to fund the research in Wuhan. There have been, intelligence agencies, the CIA.
Why does this guy talk to this guy like that? Does that not occur to anyone else that this guy's way too calm and polite and nice and kind? How does he talk to him with any kind of feigned honor and respect and good faith beyond a certain point? I get it's you have to be courteous. We're at court here in theory, even though it's all a sham. How do you sit there and muster up any kind of demeanor with this clown?
The FBI, the DOE have all come to the conclusion that more likely than not, the virus came from the lab in Wuhan. And so we'd like to know what was the rationale, what was the discussion, how, what went behind the decision to fund the research in Wuhan? How did you come to the conclusion that a totalitarian country would be capable of doing this in a BSL-2 lab, a lab that lacked the security? What was the reasoning, and are you sorry basically for making the decision? Would you?
Hey, why don't you take Dr. Fauci and the others who did 54 years of terrorism by definition, by scaring the whole world into taking genocide shots? Why don't you take these white ass motherfuckers down to Guantanamo and stick the tubes up their nose and do a little enhanced interrogation? No, you won't do it with them, will you? You'll do it with all the folks who try to defend or that didn't even do nothing. You just said we're around or talk to people who try to defend their homeland from your terrorism again. Yeah, you'll take them off and stick the tubes up their nose and do quote unquote enhanced interrogation, but you won't protect all you military boys and cops, won't protect this land from the terrorism domestic like you swore an oath to. You're going to protect the land foreign and domestic. Yeah, you're all over the world blowing everything else up. Here at home, you just don't do shit. You turn the whole house over to grandpa, who's a genocidal maniac raping the kids. That's who you turn everything over to. And then you want us to give you medals and awards and salute you at IHOP while you beg for 30% off. Absolute fucking embarrassments, the whole lot of you.
Like given another chance, say, well, gosh, circumstances now, as I know it, maybe it wasn't a wise thing. Can you explain to the committee why you chose to fund this dangerous research in China?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer. based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.